Calvin Ridley absolutely cooked the Arizona Cardinals in his breakout performance in Week 5, and I'm going to show you what I saw on tape in today's film breakdown from TITANS. Titans fans, welcome into another film breakdown from TITANS, your home for Tennessee Titans X's and O's. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, 25 years as a Tennessee Titans fanatic. I've covered the team for USA Today, Sports Illustrated, and I'm a certified film junkie who's hosted the #1 Tennessee Titans podcast, Locked on Titans, for 7 seasons. In today's film breakdown, we are going to look at the breakout performance of Calvin Ridley against the Arizona Cardinals. He had 5 catches, 130 yards, made big-time plays for the Titans in the biggest moments of the game. But it wasn't just the catches that Calvin Ridley made. He also influenced the defense and opened up opportunities for his teammates. So I'm going to show you everything that I saw on the tape. Before we dive in, do want to remind you that you're getting year-round free Tennessee Titans content here on the Titans film channel. Make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed. It pairs perfectly with all the conversations we have over at Locked on Titans. Also, make sure that you throw a thumbs up on the video, throw a Titan up down in the chat. And with that being said, as we always do, let's step into the film room. Obviously, a lot of the attention from Sunday's win went to Cam Ward, but Calvin Ridley had a breakout performance and the type of performance that we have been expecting from Cam Ward and Calvin Ridley all season long. And this was probably the biggest play of the game for the Titans, set up the game-winning field goal. But you have Calvin Ridley down here on the outside, and the Cardinals are going to be in man coverage. So this corner is going to have man coverage on Calvin Ridley. There's going to be a zone defender right here, but he's too far away to be able to get over here to get to Calvin Ridley. There's another intermediate defender as one of these safeties right in here, but he's worried about the intermediate levels of the field. So you really have a one-on-one matchup right here with Calvin Ridley in the cornerback. And quite frankly, the Titans need that to be a win for Calvin Ridley. And that's exactly what it's going to be. Ridley is going to use his speed to win right here. That's his greatest asset as a player. And I love the communication as well from Ridley. So look, there's a saying, and I say it all the time here on the channel: if I'm even, I'm leaving. That's how wide receivers with speed have to feel. If I'm even with you, by the time the ball can get to me, I am going to be open. And I love that Calvin Ridley is pointing to Cam like, hey, I got him. And Calvin sets it up right here too. You don't go full speed off the line of scrimmage. Ridley's just kind of ramping it up. And once he realizes, oh, I'm even with this guy, then he turns on the afterburners. He knows that he's going to beat him down the sideline. He tells Cam right where to put the ball. Hey, I'm over top. And look, this zone defender over here cannot possibly get to that. So Ridley knows, man, I'm golden. I'm ready. Throw it out here. Let's make a play. And that's exactly what Cam Ward does, and Calvin Ridley pays it off. And look at the technique here, too. It's not pass interference. It's not too handsy, but a little on the shoulder. Bam. Create that separation. And then he uses the backhand right here to keep the separation. I'm not pushing you. I'm not getting OPI called, but I'm just using physicality and using the leverage I already have on you to keep you at bay. This is excellent technique by Calvin Ridley here. And then he has enough separate. And look at the hands catch. Look at the hands catch right here. All of the drops. Calvin Ridley deserves the criticism that he gets for that, but he used his hands to make some incredible plays in this game, like this one right here. And again, sets up the game-winning field goal for the Titans. This is probably my favorite play from Sunday. It was just so beautiful, and the Titans needed it so desperately. But the Cardinals are going to come out in a cover 2. So you have your deep half here. Then I believe it's this safety that goes back. Nope. I'm wrong about that. Okay. It's this safety that goes back into the deep half. And then you're going to have your hole defender right here to cover up the hole in between these defenders. But Ridley's speed is just simply too much. And he's going to run just a skinny post here. He's going to kind of bend outside a little bit to make sure that this safety stays outside. And then he's going to break it to the inside where there should be a ton of room, because this safety's all the way over here. He sold the safety to stay out here with his outside release, and then he has a ton of room on the inside for Cam Ward to get this ball to him. The speed of Calvin Ridley, though. Boom. Look at that. And a beautiful ball by Cam as well. If that ball is too far inside or outside here, this safety is going to be able to maybe make a physical play. But because Cam leads him to the inside, it keeps him away from this safety and away from this safety as well. And again, the hands, man. For all the criticism Calvin Ridley has taken, beautiful hands catch right here. Boom. Plucks it. This isn't right here at his chest where he can just, he's got to stick his hands out away from his body and make a great catch. Bam. What a catch, man. What a snag. Boom. Huge play. Huge play for the Titans when they needed it desperately early in the fourth quarter, down 21-6. This sets up their first touchdown of the day. Look at that catch, man. Look at that catch. There you go, Calvin. Let's get confident out here. Beautiful stuff. They needed it desperately. And again, that was kind of the beginning of the momentum going in the Titans' way on the offensive side of the ball. This was Ridley's first catch on the day, and while it wasn't, as exciting as the last two plays that we looked at, this is still absolutely phenomenal and might be his best route of the day. So the Titans are going to run a play-action fake here with Cam Ward, and what we're going to see from Calvin Ridley is he's just going to be on a deep out route. But the way that he runs this route and the technique that he shows, it's absolutely fantastic. He's one of the best in the NFL at these kind of out-breaking routes, these comeback routes, sit-downs. So just look all the way through. Great catch at the sideline. Not just conceding and stepping out of bounds. I'm going to turn up field if you guys aren't on me. But look at the technique of the route. Not full speed. But do you see the slight bend there? He does an outside release, okay? From where he is on his position, he comes a little outside. But then right here, he bends inside just a little bit to keep the corner inside. You don't want to tip off the corner that you're going out and let him beat you to the spot. So he bends inside just a little bit, and then he shuffles his feet and then gets to the outside. It's just a really, really nice touch on the route. Outside, see that little bend inside right there, right as he crosses the 20-yard line. I bend inside just a little bit, and now I'm out. And look, now he's in the corner's blind spot. The corner's looking in here. His back's turned to him. Once Calvin Ridley finds the blind spot, now he's going to make his outside break, and the corner just has absolutely no chance, realizes his mistake, and falls down. I mean, that is sexy route running right there from one of the better route runners in the NFL. Great catch, great throw. Here's another great catch by Calvin Ridley, getting to the sideline, using his speed, giving Cam Ward an easy target. These are the kind of easy completions the Titans desperately need to keep getting from Calvin Ridley and Cam Ward. But this man right here, number 34, is in man coverage against Calvin Ridley, and I'm sorry, but this is just way too big of a gap to give Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, when he struggles, it's struggling with physicality. He struggles with contact, especially if you're up on him, jamming him at the line of scrimmage. But you give Calvin Ridley this much room, you're going to be in trouble all day. So it's just a deep out route right here from Calvin Ridley, and too much space being given to him, and he's going to take advantage of that pretty easily most times. Boom. Never let the guy know where you're going until it's too late. And look at the corner. Once he turns his hips, Calvin has him. Okay? You're straight up. Oh, your hips are turned inside. Now I'll make my move. Now I'll break on you, because you're not going to have the speed or the quickness to recover from that. Tons of separation. Good catch at the sideline. Move the chains. Really good timing and chemistry on this throw from Cam Ward to Calvin Ridley. The Cardinals are going to play cover 3 here. Okay, and they're going to have a curl flat defender right here who has to get outside, and then they're going to have a hook defender right here, okay? And there's a lot of traffic right here, but Calvin Ridley is smart, and literally right when he gets past this defender flying out, they literally bump shoulders. because Calvin Ridley is trying to turn perfectly right on time, and he does exactly that, right as the guy is getting past him. Right there. Boom. I'm open and available to you, because as soon as this guy clears, you got to fit this in with this guy barreling down and this guy on top. As soon as he clears, that ball has to be there. And look, the ball is right here. Look at the anticipation that Cam Ward threw with on this one, knowing what he would get and knowing where it had to go. He's throwing. Bam. Gets right in a tight window, and a good physical catch by Calvin Ridley. Again, not something that he's known for is his physicality in these situations, but he had a couple of plays where he made a good physical catch in traffic, and that's what the Titans need from him. All right, so I want to show a couple of plays where Calvin Ridley maybe doesn't get the ball. He doesn't catch the ball here, but he is opening things up for other people. So the Cardinals are in man right here on this play, man coverage on Calvin Ridley, man coverage on Gunnar Helm. It's kind of a red zone man where they have, instead of having two deep halves like a cover two man, they have two guys playing intermediate zones trying to take away anything. You see this coverage a lot in the red zone. Allows you to create double teams on receiving options and take away anything short. You don't have to worry about getting beat deep, so you don't have to back up too much. But as we know, Gunnar Helm on this one runs the up or the out and up down the sideline. And this safety isn't able to get over here and help because he's worried about Calvin Ridley. And Ridley just comes on an inside route right here. But again, the attention that Calvin Ridley draws, especially this is right after the big throw from Calvin Ridley down the middle. So they're already like, man, Ridley is a problem. We got to worry about him. And just the attention that he creates. Look, eyes, all on Calvin Ridley. We're worried about Calvin Ridley. And what does that do? That creates a ton of room out here for Cam Ward to fire this ball up to Gunnar Helm on the double move. Like, it's because everyone's so worried about Calvin Ridley that there's that much room over here. So, got to give him his credit for what he means to this offense, even when he's not getting targeted. And that's enough room where the safety can't get over and help. Turns into a big play. Crucial play, and sets up a Tony Pollard touchdown. Great catch by Helm, too. Another example right here of how the attention and the gravity that Calvin Ridley has because of his speed and his talent creates opportunities for other players. So Calvin Ridley is going to run a vertical route here, and Gunnar Helm is actually going to get the ball on the flat route right here. But I want you to pay attention. This cornerback right here is in zone. Okay, but he backs up so much because he's worried about Calvin Ridley going vertical that it creates the space needed to get this ball to Gunnar Helm right here. Like, watch the corner look at Calvin Ridley. He's just staring at him right here. Staring at him. And that's why he backs up so much. Worried about the speed. And look, he even hesitates right there because he's like, oh no. What should I do? And he looks back in at Calvin Ridley like, should I take him or should I go take this guy like I'm supposed to because it's cover two and I have the medium flat right there? Like, what do I do? What do I do? And that hesitation because of Calvin Ridley's speed is what creates the room for Gunnar Helm to get this. And it's first down. You pick up 6 or 7. That's a great start to a drive. But again, didn't get the catch, didn't get the target. But Calvin Ridley's speed is what creates the hesitation from the cornerback there and gives the room to Gunnar Helm. Another example of how Calvin Ridley creates opportunities for other players. So the Cardinals are in a cover 3 on this one. You're going to have your deep third here. And then you're going to have this guy who's on a curl flat right here. And we are going to see Calvin Ridley kind of come out here. All right. And go vertical. Okay, and then behind him, we're going to see Gunnar Helm come in here and sit down. All right, and this curl flat defender right here is so worried about Calvin Ridley's speed that they hesitate once again, just like we saw in the last play, and it gives Gunnar Helm enough room to catch the ball. And again, this is third down on the final drive. This is the first third down on the final drive. So without Calvin Ridley creating this opportunity for Gunnar Helm, the Titans probably don't get a first down, they don't go down, they don't score, they don't win. Like, this is massive stuff right here. So, see, vertical route comes right here, makes this player back up. They hesitate as well. You can see it. Oh, now I got to go forward. Hesitation. Now I got to go forward, but it's too late. Helm sits down perfectly, gets across, and it's a first down. And again, this is on the final drive of the game. So without Calvin Ridley's gravity that he creates and how he pulls defenders around, a lot of openings would not have been here for the Titans to make this comeback. So whether he's catching the ball, whether he's creating opportunities for his teammates, Calvin Ridley really gave the Cardinals the business in this game. Titans fans, I hope you guys enjoyed that film breakdown on Calvin Ridley's performance against the Arizona Cardinals. Again, desperately needed a Calvin Ridley breakout game, and the Tennessee Titans got it. And not only did they get it, but they got some of the biggest plays of the season from Calvin Ridley, and they're going to need that to continue. And again, it's not just when Calvin Ridley makes the plays, it's how he can impact the defense and open up things for his teammates. But again, make sure that you get subscribed, stay subscribed for year-round free Tennessee Titans film content. Throw a thumbs up on the video. Throw a Titan up down in the chat. I am your host, Tyler Rowland, and as I tell you every single episode, tighten up.